If you are looking for an affordable, beautiful, and convenient place to live and work remotely, Da Nang might be your next home. In this video, we'll break down why Da Nang might be the best city for digital nomads in 2025.
Hey, I'm Alex.
And I'm Jay.
And we're a married couple from Poland and Sweden, and we have been living in Da Nang for the past 6 weeks.
We moved from Sweden because we wanted to escape the long winters that's usual for Europe. We've been traveling a lot in Asia together, and Australia we were living for a while.
That's when we met in 2019.
But this time we didn't want to pack and unpack and travel. We just wanted to find one place where we could stay longer, get to know the city better, and make our home. We chose Da Nang for the first city to try this out, and it was a very good decision so far. It exceeded our expectations.
Yeah, we love it here. We'll share valuable information about living and working remotely from Da Nang. So if you're interested about digital nomad lifestyle, subscribe.
So why Da Nang?
First, let's talk about why Da Nang is such a great destination for expats and digital nomads.
First comes up is the cost of living. Though we have met some people who've been living here for a longer while, let's say 7-8 years, and they've been with the expansion of digital nomads and expats coming to Da Nang, they've been seeing an inflation in prices. So they were a lot of them were not happy about this fact, but truth is that it's still very affordable to live here. An apartment costs around $250 to $1,000 depending on the size, location, standard, if it's a long or short term contract, etc. We found an apartment for around $500. It's a 1-bedroom apartment, and it's very clean, stylish, and everything was new.
Yes. So in general, you can find an apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment like ours, from around $400 up to $600 per month. And you can find a studio as well, but we know people who have a studio for $250 per month. And if it comes to bigger apartments, 2-bedroom, 3 bedrooms, those cost around $600 plus, maybe plus minus still $1,000 per month, depending on location, if they have some pool or some rooftop or some gym in the building or some luxury end to it.
So next up we have food, and food is probably the most affordable thing about Vietnam in general. It's so cheap here. You can buy the classical traditional banh mi's or phos or mi quangs or summer rolls for $2 basically. And if you want the same things in a more traditional restaurant, you're paying maybe $3 for this. If you want more Western food, you're paying between $5 to $10 on a restaurant, depending on where the standard is. So everything is very cheap. Unfortunately for us meat lovers, the one thing that is basically the same prices or sometimes even more expensive is steaks. So to go to a restaurant and have a good steak, or actually finding a good quality steak in the store at a restaurant, it will be $30 at least.
Food is very affordable in the stores as well, and supermarkets. There's a lot of fresh markets, so that's where we go. Almost every week we go to these open fresh markets, and we buy fresh local farmed veggies and fruits, and we spend around $6 when we go there and buy a big bag of things. And we buy a lot. We do like to cook at home, so we like to know what we're eating. Those options outside are amazing, they taste good, but we don't really know what kind of oil they're using, and we don't want to eat those processed seed oils on a daily basis. So of course we do balance. We sometimes go out, sometimes eat at home. So we basically buy a big bag of goodies on the fresh market for around $6.
Yeah. We tend to buy our eggs, veggies and fruits at the local markets, and then we buy the meat and the fish at the supermarkets such as Lotte or Go. They have specifically meat at the local markets as well, but sometimes, they will hang out pieces of meat and they will be outside almost in the sun for more than we think is
too much.
We think is okay to have a meat outside. So it's probably fine, but we don't want to get food poisoned. So we tend to buy our protein at the supermarkets instead.
So we usually spend around $40 to $50 per week on our grocery. And of course we do eat outside as well. We go and meet people for some dinner, for some breakfast or something like that. But yeah, for the food cooked at home, $40-50.
Yeah. If you are a coffee lover, Vietnam is also a great destination because it is a coffee country. They have their own traditional coffees like bak chu, which is basically coffee with milk and some condensed milk with it. They have peanut coffee, coconut coffee, salted coffee. It's around 50 cents, you don't have to pay more than that. And then they have, of course, the more Western traditional coffees like espresso, lattes, flat whites, and they can be up to $2 basically.
When we're talking about the drinks, we need to bring up how cheap beer is. Like we don't buy beers in the stores, but I bet they cost like less than 50 cents. But when you go to a restaurant, you can find a beer in a bottle for like $1, up to maybe $3 if there's some fancy beer or fancy place. You can also find wines from around the world, even find some wines from Vietnam actually, and they can vary from price from €4, dollars till 6, 7, something like that. And the same price goes to cocktails. They also cost around like $5, $6 in different places, depending on location of the place, of course. On the beach is going to be more expensive. On the coziness of the place as well, and some quality of ingredients.
Yeah, and we do actually enjoy cocktails from time to time as well. So we were very surprised in a pleasant way to find that there's a lot of good rooftop bars, cocktail bars, and even speakeasy bars that we've been visiting. So definitely, if you like cocktails, there's plenty of options for you in Da Nang. So when it comes to transportation, it's another thing that's very affordable in Vietnam. They have a company called Grab, which is basically the Asian version of Uber, which you can take a taxi, you can get food delivered, etc., exactly like you can with an Uber. When you want to get a taxi, you can either get it in a scooter or in a car. And let's say a 15 to 20 minute ride with a scooter usually costs 50 cents to $1. The same distance with a car, it's probably around $2 to $3.
It's very affordable. At the same time, if you're here for longer, you can get yourself a scooter. They're also very affordable. That to be said, there has been some problems with the police officer this year. We heard we didn't have any. The Vietnamese administration has changed, and now they require from people to have a license when you drive on the scooter. But many people don't have a license, so you can be stopped by the police officer, and if you want to show him a license, then you can get a fee, or maybe you need to have some additional money on you to bribe him.
Yeah. The exemption for these rules is that electrical scooters that's 50cc or below, these you don't need any license to drive. And actually when we came here, we're told all these stories about people who got stopped by the police. So we did rent an electrical scooter the first month, through a company that's called EasyGo. We rented it for €70 a month, and then you don't pay for fuel. So when the battery runs low, you just drive to one of their facilities and you just change the scooters and you get a completely new one with 100%. So we did drive this one the first month, completely fine for city driving, no problem at all. But then we wanted to do some exploring around the area, so.
And we changed the scooter then because we couldn't get enough speed on this one because they're electrics and they're only 50cc.
Yeah, so we needed more power to go uphill.
Definitely. So we found a normal scooter that we paid around $80 per month. We're sure that you can find it even cheaper,
yeah,
like
60,
you can rent it for 60, 50,
yeah.
But we were in rush, like we just needed to change it, and we had the trip planned next day. So we're happy with the price. The scooter is very nice. We didn't have any problem with any police.
No, we're actually still using this bike, and we have had absolutely zero interactions with the police about it, and we've been driving past police officers with it, and there's been no trouble at all, and I don't think we're going to experience any trouble either. We just wanted to put it out there for people, because when we came to Vietnam we didn't know about this, just so you don't go rent a moped or a scooter and then you go out and you get a fine and you're in complete shock.
Yeah.
This is an actual rule that you have to take in mind when you rent a scooter. If we're diving into the lifestyle and the balance between life and work, one thing you have to take in consideration if you're going to work from here, Opt for an apartment that you already know has a stable internet, maybe comes with a desk where you can work from. Otherwise, you need to find your favorite co-working space. There are plenty of them in Da Nang, so it's not going to be a problem. The only thing we've noticed about living here is like to find that balance between your life and work, because it's going to be hot days, you're close to the beach and all of that. To stay on course and always follow your schedule about your work times. Either find a good place at home to do it from, or a favorite co-working space where you obviously also going to be surrounded by other digital nomads that's here for the same reason as you are.
Hopefully you will have plenty time to do different activities after or before your work, depending on your work hours, of course. There's lots of things to do. So there are meetups, there are different workshops, there are different events, art classes, quizzes, live music, bars, like it's literally everything that you ever wanted in one place.
Yeah, and we were actually surprised when we came here just through Facebook and then through WhatsApp groups as well. Always something happening here, like you're never going to be bored if you don't want to be bored yourself, because there's always different activities that goes around. So when it comes to sport activities, gyms, there's yoga classes, there's group trainings, there's even these people on the streets at the evenings doing like
Zumba.
Yeah, like different movement and dance-based workouts. I think it's quite a funny.
There's surfing as well.
There's good surfing here. There's loads of martial arts gym. I go to a Muay Thai gym close to us. Always something happening with sports as well. And the most popular sport here is a game called pickleball, which is basically a version of tennis. It's like tennis and paddle and squash, a little bit of different sports at the same time. But it's very fun and it's very popular. So we're even groups where there's basically people who wants to meet up to play pickleball every day, and also volleyball. A lot of beach volleyball.
Yeah, and there's also plenty of things to do at your weekends. You can rent a scooter and do a Highland Pass. It's just like 45 minutes up, and then you're in these beautiful mountains. You can road trip to Hue as well. You can drive to Hoi An, beautiful city, also 45 minutes from Da Nang. There's a Lady Buddha overlooking our city. Very calm and peaceful place. Marble mountains as well. So like you can always find something to just unwind your day and just go and be in nature. Or there's a beach as well that we actually haven't even mentioned. It's such a must do when you're here.
Now let's talk about the community in Da Nang.
Yes, I think that is my absolutely favorite thing about Da Nang. There's so many things happening and you can meet so many amazing people from around the world. The community of expats and digital nomads is rapidly growing. You can just add yourself to the Facebook group like Digital Nomads in Da Nang, Expats in Da Nang, and then you're staying up to date. There's new posts, new information, new people joining the group daily. You can also find valuable information on those groups about the Digital Nomad meetups. There's probably like 2-3 per week, so you can always meet some new people every single week.
Yeah, and then there's also WhatsApp groups that will have different coffee clubs, sport activities, meetups, workshops, events, etc. Like there's so much stuff happening. If you just find one person who's been living in Da Nang for a couple of weeks, they're going to be in one of those groups, and you can get an invitation to the WhatsApp groups, and then you just take it from there. It's super easy and super fun that it's so easy to meet people here.
Yeah, and there's also like Facebook events. There's something going on, like we said before, always in Da Nang or Hoi An that is very close. And on Facebook events, you just see those events. So there's a open mic this Wednesday, there's a stand-up comedy this Thursday, there's live music at Friday, there's some parties, some workshops, so you can just find all this information online and you can choose whatever you want. Okay, let's talk about visa now.
In 2023, the Vietnamese government changed the 1-month visa to a 90-day visa. This is the one that we're currently at. You can get 2 different 90 days visa. It's either single entry or multiple entry. The single entry is $25 and the multiple entry is $50. Months. Some countries can also enter Vietnam 45 days without a visa.
Yes, like Sweden, for example, not Poland.
Yes.
So okay, but what about after 90 days? There's a lot of you that maybe want to stay longer. So you will need to do a visa round. You will need to basically leave a country, leave Vietnam, apply for a new visa, wait a couple of days, it usually takes 5 business days, and fly back. So you can book a trip. You can book a trip for 10 days, 2 weeks, fly somewhere and then come back to Vietnam. If you want to do it a little faster, there are other options. You can do a short getaway weekend, as we do, for example. We're going to fly to Kuala Lumpur when our visa is over, and we're flying back in like 3-4 days after we leave Vietnam. And I'm going to get my visa through an agent. And so you can pay an agent to help you get the fast visa. So they're doing some administration things, and you pay additionally $60 to $80 for a fast visa, and then you're guaranteed that you get your visa before arriving, so you can actually enter the country when you're coming back.
There's also another option where you go on a visa run to Laos. This is something you do through an agency as well, and it costs around $300. You will spend basically the whole day on a bus going to the border of Laos, and then the agency will basically fix all the visas to you at the border. So you're just gone for one day, and then when you re-enter Vietnam again the same day, you will have 90 more days to go. So this is another option for people who wants to go straight back to Vietnam. We've reached the point in the video where we're going to talk about the downsides of Da Nang.
No, I'm joking, there are not so many. I can say that the weather is a downside, depending on which month you're coming here.
It could be a downside.
It could be a downside, exactly. Maybe it's not for many as well. There is a rainy season here, starting from around October, ending around February, and the temperature drops till like 20, 18, 17 degrees in this period of time between December and January. So you can live here definitely, and you can have something warmer to have on you. And like every rainy season in Asia, it can mean that it's going to pour a couple of days per route, or there's going to be some rainy days and better days. You never know. And then February is already starts to be a dry season. The weather goes up. Unfortunately, this year we experienced a little different temperatures. In February, it was a little rainy, a little cloudy, and the temperatures varied between 26 and 20 degrees.
Yeah, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, like, we talked to some people that have been living here before in different years, and they said that both February and March has been colder, and the wet season like stayed a little bit longer than it usually does. But for us, it was still fine, because it was some days we've had 27, 28 degrees with sun and perfect beach weather, and some days it's just been a little bit cloudy and down to 20, 21 degrees. But for us, we needed to get going with work straight away, so it kind of suited us, because we're outdoor people. We both tend to, when the sun is out, we want to be outside and do stuff. So for us, it was fine, because we could focus a little bit more on work. And then when the beautiful days come with a 28 degree sun, we had no problem of just spending the whole day and basically not working
and
at
to
all.
be said, we love heat, so that's why we were saying that was a downside, but many of you guys will like maybe 20 degrees and a little chill weather, so it's all good. That's to be said, it is humid here, so all the temperatures feel hotter, feel warmer.
You sweat more.
You sweat more, yeah. Like it's a little tropical. Like we like it here, and if you are thinking about moving to Southeast Asia, I think you like it as well.
Yeah. Well, during the summer months, it gets very hot here.
That can also be an disadvantage.
Yeah. So basically, from February, it just becomes warmer and warmer and warmer as the time goes. And when we've reached June, July, August, we have temperatures up to 35, even above degrees Celsius. So it gets very hot here. So if you're that type of person that likes that heat, so to speak, it could be good months for you. But a lot of people that we've been talking to, especially Europeans, tend to maybe go back to Europe around this time to then come back again after summer's done in Europe.
Some might say that another downside of living in Da Nang is traffic. But is it really?
Well, it hasn't been for us. I mean, like when we first arrived in Ho Chi Minh City, it's very busy there, and it is a completely different style of driving to like European standards that we're used to. You will meet people when you're driving forward, like somebody will meet you in the wrong direction. They honk a lot because it's their way of communicating, like saying I'm here or I'm passing you or whatever. So people honk a lot. It's not about you're doing something wrong, they just honk to let you know that they're there. And it's actually, it seems chaotic from the beginning, but it's actually a very beautiful type of chaos. Like it's organized chaos in like an artful way. It's actually fun
and
to watch.
Like it feels like it's culture for them. That's how they live here.
Yeah.
It's not Europe, it's not USA. They just drive differently.
Yeah.
And we kind of like it. We get used to it.
And I've been driving now in Vietnam moped for 2 months, so like I don't have any problem with the traffic here whatsoever. And especially in Da Nang, the traffic is not that bad. Like Ho Chi Minh, I can get people say it's quite chaotic, but in Da Nang, the traffic is quite normal here. You just need to be prepared that there's no rules in traffic. It's more like guidelines. Like that's how they see it here.
And you just need to do it. Just rent a scooter and just like drive with just being cautious for 2-3 days, and then you will get used to the flow and the liveliness of the traffic, and it will be all good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's wrap it up.
So our conclusion is that not only is Da Nang a super affordable city to live in, it has everything that, at least that we're searching for. Big, small city life, it's right on the beach, there's so much people to meet here, so much things to do, and basically nothing from stopping you to working remotely and living a very affordable life with pleasure and a lot of fun.
Good quality
activities.
of life for the not much money that you spend, basically. So I think that's the crucial part.
Yeah.
Would you consider living in Da Nang? Let us know in comments. We'll share more about living in Da Nang, living in Vietnam, and other destinations that are on our list.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Yes, and in the next video we're going to talk about the best cafes for remote work. So if you're into that or you're planning to get over to Da Nang, then that's a video you definitely should check out. See you there.
See you.